Mom, what's a tit? And she looks over right away and says, don't ever say that again. And I'm thinking, ooh, that's not good. So Bill says, she misunderstood you. Ask again. So I'm thinking, he's my brother. He wouldn't lie. He's probably right. So I ask again, Mom, what's a tit? And the next thing I hear is,
And there goes the beanie.
beanie's off. I realized then, don't trust the bastard. The sarcasm you've been hearing for the next 40 years or so, that's it.
It started at that point.
Stab started right then.
That is my favorite story.
I know. See, Todd was less.
Well, did you ever find out what that was?
As a matter of fact, there was a woman or girl named Verna Kempf.
He did, but not from his mother.
Did you fill him in eventually, Bill?
That was funny too, when we got caught in the garage with Verna Kempf. Remember that? You know?
Okay, I think we can stop. I think we can stop.
It always used to amaze us that Mom would know what we were doing. It's like the one time we came home, and she goes, I'll give you a choice. You either go to bed without your dinner, or you get 10 swats with the paddle. And we said, why, what did we do? She goes, you were playing with matches or fire. And I'm thinking, how in the hell did she know that we were playing with matches? You know, the old Ohio blue tips? Well, not being, again, the smartest kids, our eyebrows were singed off. Our hair,
Oh, that's what happened to the hair.
hair up here was all, you know how hair curls when it gets burnt?
And it smells bad.
Yes. Well, we didn't put it too far. We just thought,
Except the time we caught the house on fire.
no,
But
you.
share.
That was you.
Wait, share.
Did you
Sure.
take the swans or no dinner?
No dinner.
Oh.
One time we had no choice. We got the swats.
Mom was the paddle. We could never understand why. Remember those paddles that had the,
Yeah.
and she would be more than willing to buy these for us.
Mom, same thing.
No problem.
She'd go, where's that paddle? I know that ball's off.
Eventually
Where's that paddle?
that rubber is going to break, and now that's the instrument of destruction.
Yeah.
Mom wasn't bad. It was Dad was the one you had to watch out for, because he didn't believe in paddles. He used the belt. So Dad was not. Dad was like somewhat like Graham. When we were older, he'd sit at the table and he says, "If you don't quit goofing around, I'm going to throw this coffee cup at you." And he'd tell you. And we kept remembering that story about the frying pan, and we thought, I have no doubt in my mind that this man is going to do that.
It's hereditary.
Yeah.
Tell about the story you pushed Dad's head through the window.
Oh. See, again, this guy is such
I'm such a believer.
Yeah.
It's your brother. You trusted him.
Under our porch, we used to play, it was, you know, dirt, and you'd play with soldiers or whatever. I called Cork.
It was a half basement.
Right, but I mean under the porch is
Right,
where we
comes
used
out.
to. And I called him over and he says, Cork, look in there. Look in the bedroom or under the
The
glass.
basement window.
He bends over and he's looking down like this, and I took
Looking
him
in just like.
and I kneed him in the butt, and his head went right through the window, and it was perfect, just around his head. Nothing else broke. But the problem was, stupid couldn't get his head out. Now the problem is, how do we get his head out without telling Mom?
See, and I mustn't have been the only stupid one there, because you had as much incentive to get me out as I had.
Well, I had the incentive to get you out, but you're the fool that got your head caught in the first place.
I got caught in the first place. Did I line my foot up against my ass and push me through the window? I don't think so, Bill. I was the innocent victim, as usual.
How many years apart are you two?
3.
3?
Then there was the time that Dad, we had a garage we had 2 yards, a half yard and a full yard. And we had a garage in the back half of that yard. And we used to play baseball. And Dad, about once a week, would have to replace the window because Bill and his friends
There was nobody that was better at putting a window than my father.
Yeah.
He could get that putting line, and that's an art, just to get that perfect. One time he had just replaced the window that day, and a guy, one of my friends by the name of Mike Keaveney, who was not the most coordinated individual in the world, throws a ball right through the window. You know, naturally it makes noise. My father comes out. Now I'm the one that's going to get blamed. Sinises caught it. Remember that little window they used to slip the gum through on the side, on their basement, on their porch? It was like a little glass window. How many times that got broken? Remember how they used to sneak us in? Down underneath the basement, they had a kitchen in their basement.
Sneak in.
Huh?
They snuck you in?
Into their house.
Yeah, into their house.
Sure. We had a gangway between the two homes.
Right.
That was probably as wide as this block and this block. No, but as a kid, you could put your arms out and touch both buildings.
Yeah.
I remember
And
that.
the Sinise girls were wonderful. They loved us, and they all worked for Wrigley, and they'd always invite us over, sneak us in the basement window, and give us like those little candy packs full of gum.
Yeah.
So, but we never went through the door. Same thing with Calmar's. We never went the right way. We always went to the back door.
The back kitchen.
So,
Yeah, you could reach our house from Sinise's.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're
On
that
Sunday,
close.
I'd sleep in and Marie and back. Gotta go to church, little, go to church, wake up, wake up. Oh,
Yeah, I remember it was an arm
right,
away.
arm away.
it was terrible because when they fought, you heard
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
They fought all the
Fight.
time.
God, those Italians.
Yep.
There were seven gals,
Oh my God.
one boy.
And Gloria would sit reading the paper, but she couldn't read, so it was usually upside down.
You touched my
She was
hairbrush.
informed.
You touched my hairbrush on my dresser. And I'm in the bathroom and I'm hearing them yelling at each other. You touched my
Oh, yeah,
hairbrush.
oh, God, they used
Oh
to
my
fight.
God. Well, we went to visit them, remember, when they moved out?
Yeah.
And the same thing, they have a kitchen in the basement, and their home is immaculate as far as
And
cleanliness.
they
It's
don't
all
live in there.
plastic.
You
You
know,
know, the
Yeah.
plastic on the lamps and the plastic on the fridge.
Yeah.
And the
Remember
plastic, and you know, they don't live up there, they
They
live in
had
the
his mother had a
basement.
kitchen in the basement. She
And
never
the
cooked in
same
the kitchen
hairnets,
upstairs.
you know, got the hairnets
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on and
Never
Yeah.
cooked upstairs.
I thought they were so nice.
Yes, they
You know?
I remember the plastic furniture. Get in there and sit.
It'd stick to
Yeah,
it.
and you'd have shorts on in the summer and like 100 degrees outside and you'd like,
Robin, you got a plastic thing going.
And,
She remembers.
You know, Regis Philbin married a Sinise.
No way.
Joy.
Did
Joy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's,
she's a Sinise.
how one of the
Cousins from
sisters?
California.
Wait, is it
A Sinise.
is
Joy,
it
cousin
how,
to-
cousin to Marie?
Regis.
Oh my gosh.
Philbin.
I didn't
Joy?
know that.
Joy
is a
Philbin.
Sinise.
It's a Sinise. He married a Sinise.
Is it niece
I
of the
saw-
Sinises?
When they had that
Niece
big
of the
doing-
Sinises.
A niece of a Sinise.
He introduced her and I saw her. He mentioned Sinise.
now I know where mom got the paddle from.
Yeah,
Thanks a
well,
lot,
How many
guys.
of the Sinises are still alive?
Well, we
She
saw
had
three of
it.
them,
We had
didn't
the
we?
ball and
At
thing, and
lunch.
as soon as
We
they
saw
Gloria.
Marie and Gloria, well, but then I guess Helen died. We saw Marie, Helen, and Gloria.
When was
Okay.
this?
And then I guess Helen died and it was just Marie and Gloria. I
About
don't know.
6 years ago.
Oh,
especially
okay.
my dad.
Yeah, I still hear from Marie and Gloria.
No, dude.
You still do? Recently?
You deserve it. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Hey, I respected her.
Right.
Yeah, I used to
And Tri-City at the time, and it would explode.
Yeah, right.
And I don't remember why, but you were sitting on, I was sitting, one of us, I don't remember who, was sitting directly underneath that light.
You were.
And we were building model cars. And one was sitting here and one was sitting here. And we were doing what kids do with models, you know, putting all this neat stuff together with glue, and we were so proud of what we had painted. And if it was me, I just remember whoever it was just got up,
You.
walked away, and the light fixture came straight down and smashed what would have been my head.
Actually, Dad was present when that happened.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't remember that. But it was like, in an instant, it just missed whoever was there. It's like, got up, walked away, and boom! And just totaled the model that I was working on.
Oh,
72nd and Marshfield.
Really?
Yeah.
I just remember the glue falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, we used to do.
Dinner.
And your dad.
Glue is flammable, so as kids we used to light it. It was the neatest thing.
Float up and stick to the.
Well, at the time, you
Right,
didn't realize
yeah.
that was the aftermath. You'd light it and you get this really nice flame. And then, so you forget about it, you're done, you put the stuff away, and now you're eating dinner, and all of a sudden this black stuff,
Floating down.
like big pieces of pepper, is floating down on the food, and it's like,
You could always tell when we screwed up. Mom would come home and the house would be clean. We'd actually do our jobs, vacuuming, straightening, making the beds and all that. The time that Quark set the couch on fire it was lighting a candle in the hot wicks, got on his spindle.
and why did we do that, Bill? See, Bill had the bright idea, hey, let's act like we're big, we'll smoke, but we don't have any cigarettes, so we'll light candles.
And you listened to
So,
him.
who's the dummy? Let's go jump off a bridge, Quark, you first!
Yeah, no wonder you went to a Catholic school, and that was another thing.
We almost took the house down.
You always walked home because somebody beat up on you.
You betcha.
What was that bus thing? You on the bus?
I went to St. Rita, and in my freshman year, beginning of the school year, I never understood why we got out 15 minutes later, no, sooner, 15 minutes earlier than Harper, where you went to school.
Okay.
Only Harper wasn't the same school
No,
at the time that I went to St. Rita.
Lindblom.
Lindblom? Lindblom. It was Lindblom.
Okay.
And Lindblom was all black, St. Rita was all white. And so we got out 15 minutes early, and of course, all the buses would fill with the St. Rita students. We'd all go our separate ways, and then 15 minutes later, Lindblom would get out.
Now, did you catch the first part of the conversation? I could never figure out, okay? Just remember that.
So one day, Dad says, Sears is just a half a block away from St. Rita. Why don't you go and check out some shirts? Because you need some on your way home from school. So school gets out, I run down to Sears, they didn't happen to have the shirts. I come back to St. Rita, everybody's gone, I get on an empty CTA bus. 15 minutes later than normal.
Now remember, I could never figure out why.
I'm a freshman. It's like the 7th day of school. So I take it, I'm happily heading east on 63rd Street, and I see this horde of 2,000 kids in the street waiting for my bus. And they're all black. And I am the only white stupid kid in a white coat sitting on the bus.
With your new shirt and
My new
tie.
shirt and tie. And there's one black lady in front of me, and there's the black bus driver. And everybody gets on, and I am now surrounded by all these black kids.
And he just realized, why did we get out?
And it's, by the way, it's 1967. So we get to, I don't know what, Hermitage, Paulina, and I get up and I pull the cord. Here it goes, ding, 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 which means let me off, to get off at Ashland. And I get up and somebody pulls me around and just nails me in the face. And now there are a series of guys just pummeling me, just beating the crap out of me. I can't see a thing except fists. And the bus driver does not stop. We go straight through Ashland. We're heading east. And finally one guy, one black kid, starts pulling people off of me, pushes me down the stairwell, tells them to leave me alone because I'm bleeding profusely,
On your new white
pushes me out of the rear door while the bus is moving. And I'm thanking him. I am thanking him. So, it's not done. So I pick myself up off the street, now with my rather ruffled shirt, dirty white coat, and bleeding profusely, get up and walk as quickly as I can back to Ashland, which is the dividing line between the black side and the white side of town. I get to 63rd and Ashland. I'm happy that I'm there, even though I'm beaten up. A bus that's heading south pulls up, and I'm waiting to get on it. Somebody opens a window, a black boy, opens the window and goes,
Oh my God!
guess where I was standing?
Insult to injury.
No.
I did not take a city bus. from that time forward. 2 1/8 miles
Still didn't
each
realize
way.
why they got out 15
Do you
minutes
know
early.
now?
I know. Now I know why. Now I figured it out.
That way you made us cram into the Honda instead of taking the bus.
Honda? Honda? I don't remember that.
No, from Heather's. That's why you won't take the bus in the city.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's why. That's
You
why.
took the bus.
I'm not taking the
They don't
bus.
do that on the bus anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Everybody gets along now.
And I always leave 15 minutes early from wherever I'm going. Always.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Dad.
I
Well,
know.
what were you doing to get beaten up?
He was
being
white.
white.
It was not a good time.
Somebody doing something.
No.
Nothing.
Not a,
Heather, when 2,000 kids who you know could be antagonized by my mere presence, you don't do a thing but sit there very happily.
Maybe it's the way you were sitting.
Must have been.
No.
It was the time and the era, that's all.
Exactly.
So,
And I always wondered, why did you invite Bill to her New Year's Eve party?
Why?
Yeah.
Because, he was going to be in town.
Oh, it was the only reason. Okay. I didn't understand
Well, I
why Bill.
hadn't seen him in a while.
Oh, okay.
We were having we were having this New Year's Eve party.
Party, yes.
Like 35 or 40 people.
So they were going to Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was a joke.
And he took, no, he took the bus home, but
He
it
took the
was
bus
one of
home.
his, favorite memories. Crawling
I
under
remember
the
that.
stall.
Yeah, you had a party
We had a party.
Party, yeah.
We had a large party.
Where was that, Cheryl?
In Milford.
in Milford.
Oh, in Milford?
Yeah, I remember that.
You took the bus there?
Did he take the bus there too?
I don't know. I don't think so. I
Was he,
think,
did he just come for your party?
no, I think he might have been visiting with you, and we picked him up and
Yes.
brought him out
I
to
think so.
Oh,
our house.
Right.
This is it? Okay.
Somehow, I think that's what it was. Yeah, well, anyhow, poor Bill.
Yeah.
He got served.
Overserved?
Yeah.
was he underage?
Oh.
He had a bit too many cocktails.
Oh.
How old was he?
In a long bus ride home.
Uh-huh.
No,
Back to Chicago?
and no
Pocket.
dimes in his pocket for the toilets, to get in, so he was crawling under.
Oh.
Sick
Wasn't
as the whole
money.
thing.
Oh.
I don't know how.
I don't either.
Well, I think.
But it's his favorite memory.
Favorite Cheryl.
Hey, and he thinks I'm a little slow?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Oh, my God. Poor old Bill.
Saw me in the crib and said that I bobbed around the crib like a cork on water. And it stuck. And so ever since, well, you think about it, Linda, ever since you knew me, from as little as you knew me, that's all I was ever called.
He's always told me, I don't know.
And I have no recollection of ever being called Steve or Steven, other than to sign up for school. And even then, I didn't know how to spell it, because the nuns were insistent that it should be a PH. And Dr. Sack gave it a V instead of a PH, which is the non-Christian way for the non-Catholic way of spelling it. So I didn't know how to spell it.
That's what he's always said, I have no idea.
A V instead of P.
S-T-E-V-E-N instead of PH.
They call you Steve.
What did you write on your paper?
Stephen.
Wait, you're with a V?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steven.
Yeah.
But all the nuns would correct me and say it's supposed to be St. Stephen spelled it with a PH. And I'm like, yeah, well, so? And that means what to me?
That's true.
He's what?
Far from the same.
Yeah, I'm far from a saint. So,
You were a saint though, when you were younger.
oh yeah.
I'd like to see
At
that.
Blistex, we were asked each person to put down a fact that your counterparts wouldn't know. This was for a kind of a lunch and learn thing, to see how well people knew who you were.
Oh, this is
And so I thought, what is it that people would most not think about me? So I put down, I can't think of what you call it, was the MC or the TV host for a Mass for Shut-ins.
Oh, yes.
And at one time, when I was in high school, I was asked to go to WGN and actually, while they filmed the Mass on a
You
Sunday.
did a reading.
I did a reading for this. And so now at Blistex, they're passing all these out and reading them. They're trying to match up, okay, which event or which thing belongs to each person. Nobody got the fact that that's what I did. Nobody. Yeah. It was bit different.
What's a farm game? We did that at our school.
Sacred Heart, you,
In Longwood Academy Valley High School.
okay, all girls? And Shirley, where'd you go?
I was public.
Public.
You were a
Okay.
public
Where?
girl.
Burbank, Revis High School. It's right close. It's down next to where we live now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're in the same area. Okay.
She didn't move far.
Yeah, she didn't move far.
I've really come a long way in my family.
You've come a long way,
I lived all my life.
Well, unbelievable.
In my 8th grade graduating class, there were 3 white girls. That
Really?
was one of them.
Oh, Mary, maybe we need to point that out.
Yes, I know. But I mean, 3 white girls.
Which bus did you take, Mary?
Which was, yeah.
Yeah, it
That was
was.
kind of scary too.
Wow.
Do you know that they had your high school on
Yeah.
Oprah?
Harper.
They had Harper High School on Oprah?
They did.
Yeah.
And Mary and Stephanie and Heather.
We're at the Oprah show for that.
They were at the Oprah show.
Yeah. They were comparing Harper at the inner city school to a state-of-the-art school, the most expensive school ever built in Illinois. They were comparing what the students had at Harper to the students at this state-of-the-art school.
And the good news is, both schools had pools. The difference was, the state-of-the-art school had water in theirs, and Harper was using it for storage.
It was very interesting. And then Bill Gates was interviewed because he was giving money to schools to, improve what they had for the kids. So it was very, very interesting.
You got water in the pool, right?
Well, actually after that they did fix the pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Donated water.